Hello and welcome. I'm Tavleen. I'm the co-founder of excelplugins.com and I really want to thank you for tuning in to the demo video of Finale. Well, I'm going to take you on a step-by-step journey and show you what you can do with Finale and what Finale can do for you. Well, there are several urgency creating and scarcity inducing elements in Finale that can help you convert your natural procrastinators and fence sitters into buyers. For example, setting up a high converting sticky header and footer to intimate shoppers about the ongoing campaigns, then setting up scarcity bar to show depleting stock status or speed of sales, a countdown timer on your product page to kill procrastination and shed human inertia. Well, you're also going to learn how you can trigger smart events to maximize your sales, create buzz for your upcoming products or to introduce a new line of products, and there's a lot more on the other side. Well, now let me take you behind the scenes and show you how you configure each of these urgency-inducing elements on your WooCommerce store. Alright, so as you can notice, we've got all these tabs here under Finale. So I will show you how each of these tabs work and what the options are inside. So first, let me take you to the first tab, which is the Schedule tab. We've got two options here. One is one time, the other is recurring. Now this is for one time is for setting up one-time campaigns, which are fixed campaigns. Recurring is for setting up campaigns which recur after a certain interval of time. So under one time, we've got two options. So one is to enter the start date and time. So you simply pick up the start date and time when you want the campaign to be triggered. And here's the end date and time. That is when you want the campaign to end and at what time, right? Currently in WooCommerce, you do not have the option of choosing time, but here you've got it. Now let's go to the recurring tab. So in recurring, you pick up the start date and the time, right? And then you go into the duration. So you set up the duration for which you want the campaign to run. Could be 5 days and 10 hours, could be 5 days and 0 hours, or whatever you like. So you can change the number of days from here and the hours from here. Then here's the pause period, which means how many days or hours you want the campaign to stop for, right? So if you want, let's say you want the campaign to run for 5 days, but then you want it to pause for 10 days, right? So you can set up the pause period here. The next option is ends. So when do you want the campaign to end? It could be a never-ending campaign, which means that it could always keep going on. So 5 days and then 10 days of rest, again 5 days and 10 days of rest, and it would never end, right? After set occurrences is like you can put up a number here to say that I want this cycle to run for 5 times or 10 times or 15 times before it finally comes to an end, right? So you can set up the number of times you want the cycle to run over here. At a specific time is the final deadline. So you just pick up a date and time. That is when you want the campaign to end forever. So that will be the cutoff date and time post which the campaign will not run. So as simple as that. Now let us move on to the next tab, which is the discount tab. So we enable discount, right? Here you have the option of choosing the discount amount. Could be a $5, $10 discount based on what you want. And here's the percentage and fixed amount. So the discount could be in percentage or in fixed amount, right? So this is a 5% discount. Now, the next option is override discount. What this basically means is that do you want this system to override the discount if you have set the discount locally? Well, for certain products, there may be a case where you have already set up the discount at a local level, which means you've already said that this is the original price and this is the sale price for my product, right? So the system allows you to respect that. If you have already set up a discount at local level, you're most welcome to override this discount, right? Otherwise, if you do not want that to happen, then uncheck it. Then it will not override this discount. This discount will be applicable even if it is set up at a local level. Moving on, let's move on to the third tab, which is the inventory tab. Alright, so before I show you how the inventory option works, I would like you to show you the scarcity bar. So this is the scarcity bar. It shows the depleting stock size or the speed of sales, right? So basically, it actually has a direct correlation with the inventory tab. Now let me show you how this maps with the inventory tab option. Alright, so here we've enabled inventory, right? Then units to be sold. You've got two options here. One is custom stock quantity, the other is existing stock quantity, right? Now, if you enter the custom stock quantity here, then in the scarcity bar, it will only show that just 5 units are available, right? So based on the number that you input here, it will only show that that is the inventory size currently available. So it will only operate with that. When you select existing stock, then it will pick up whatever the existing stock quantity is. It could be 50 units, 100 units. Then the scarcity bar, which you just saw, will actually be of 100 units or 50 units, right? Depending on the existing stock quantity. And if you enter something over here, then it will pick up this number, right? For showing the scarcity bar. So you may have an existing stock quantity of 50 units, but you only may choose to display a stock quantity of 5 units. So that is also a possibility. Then show sold units of current occurrence or overall campaign. Now let us say that you are setting up a recurring campaign, right? Now the campaign recurs after a certain pause period. Now let us say that you set an inventory goal of 5 units and 3 of them were sold. So if you want that when the next campaign restarts, then those 3 sold units should not be carried forward. Then you select current occurrence, right? So what this means is that when a new campaign will start, even if previously 3 units were sold, it will show 0 units sold, right? It will not take into account those 3 units which were sold in the previous campaign. But if you want that those 3 units should get carried forward in the next campaign, then you select overall campaign, right? So in the next campaign, which is recurring after a certain interval, it will say 3 units sold because those 3 units were sold in the previous campaign. So if you want to reset the sold units for the next campaign, then you select current occurrence. But if you want the sold units should not be reset and should get carried forward from the previous campaign, then you select overall campaign, right? Then the next option is set up campaign on out of stock products. Now, once you're setting up a campaign, there may be certain products in your inventory which are out of stock. So if you want the campaign to get triggered on the out of stock products as well, then you say yes. And if not, then you select no, right? The next option is end campaign. So when all units are set up in the campaign are sold, when do you want to end the campaign? Do you want to end them when all the units in your stock quantity are sold out, or do you want the campaign to continue going if even after the units are sold out? So basically what will happen is that if you say end campaign when these 5 units are sold out, then even if the deadline is not hit, even if the end date is far away, the campaign will still come to an end after 5 units have been sold out. And if you say no, I do not want the campaign to end even after the stock quantity is exhausted, then the campaign will keep going. Only the scarcity bar, which I showed you on the front end, will stop showing. Now let's go on to the next tab, which is the appearance tab. As you can notice, we've got 5 options here. We've got single product countdown timer, then single product counter bar, sticky header, sticky footer, and custom CSS for adding your own styling options. So now let's explore this one by one. We'll go to countdown timer first. Now before I go into the options, let me take you to the front end. Alright, so this is the product detail page in WooCommerce, and this is the countdown timer, right? As you can notice, here are the colors, this is the label, days, hours, minutes, and then here's the ticking countdown timer, right? And you've got different skin options basically. Right now we've selected the round skin. I'll show you some more skin options that we have. Here's a persuasive statement that goes along with the countdown timer. So it says prices go up when the timer strikes 0, right? You're allowed to change this statement. This is completely editable. Well, now let me take you in the back end and show you how you can configure a countdown timer, change its colors, labels, and border color, all of that from the back end. Alright, so here we are. This is the countdown timer. We've selected show visibility. Here's the position. So position, you can choose any one of these. Right now you saw it was below the title. You're most welcome to change it to whatever you like. It could be below the price, below short description, below add to cart button, right? So that depends on your choice. Then this is the countdown timer skins. So currently we had the round fill skin. You could change it to round ghost, or square fill, square ghost, highlight, default, right? So all these options are there. This is the background color. It was red right now. You're most welcome to change the color. Then the label color. Label is days, hours, minutes, and seconds, right? Then timer font size, label font size. You're most welcome to vary these font sizes. Timer labels, you could change it to DD, HH, MM, SS, or you could leave it to what it is right now. Here's the statement which gets displayed. Prices go up when the counter strikes 0. You could change it to act fast, time is running out, don't miss out, the deal only lasts till the counter strikes 0, right? So you could change it to another persuasive statement as you like. This is the border style. You could change it to dotted, dashed, solid, right? So this is the border for the countdown timer, the border width and the border color. So the border color could be different from the background color. Now this is the advanced option. Enable this to delay showing the countdown timer. So let's say you have a 5-day campaign, but you do not want the countdown timer to appear until 48 hours or say 24 hours are left before the deal expires. Then you can simply check this option to say that do not display the countdown timer till just 48 hours or 24 hours are left. If you do not want that to be the case, if you want the countdown timer to be shown for all 5 days for which the campaign is going on, then simply uncheck it, right? And update it, and it will take the settings and show it on the front screen. Let's go on to the next option, which is the counter bar. Now, let me show you how the counter bar appears on the front page. Alright, so this is the counter bar. As you saw, it went from right to left, right? So it says exclusive deal, 3 units sold out of a limited stock of 5, order now. So 3 and 5, these are coming, these are dynamic merge tags. This is actually coming from the status real time and it has not been entered over there, right? So 3 units sold out of 5. So it went from right to left. So this is basically to show the depleting stock size, right? So just to show that how the units are depleting in real time, right? So that is what it shows. Now let me show you how you configure the scarcity bar on your front end screen. Alright, so these are the options for the counter bar. So we show the visibility. Here you've got the option to change the position of the counter bar. You could change it to above the title, below the price. These are the skins option. This is a moving GIF. Then edges is for these, right? So you want the edges to be rounded, smooth or sharp. You can pick up any one of these 3. Direction, right now it was right to left to show the decreasing stock size, which is why we set exclusive deal, X units sold out of a limited stock of Y. Now, as you can notice here, we've got some options for merge tags. You can simply pick up any one of these and copy it, and then it will pick up the data, the real status, the data from real time, and display it on the front screen. So if the sold units are 3, then that is what will get displayed, and if the total units are 5, then that is what will get displayed. Also, just like Amazon, you could also represent this in form of sold percentage, right? So like in Amazon, it would say 51% of goal achieved or 39% claimed, right? So instead of saying 3 items out of 5 have already been bought, it would rather say 60% of goal achieved or 60% claimed, right? So that is also a possibility. Then you've got these options for choosing the border style, border width and border color. So this is configurable as well. Then advanced. Now enable this to delay showing counter bar. So if you do not want the counter bar to get displayed until say 3 or 4 or 2 units are sold, then you can say that as well. So let's say for a custom stock quantity of 10, you do not want the counter bar to be displayed until 5 units have been sold. So you're most welcome to tick it, to check this box and say that do not display the counter bar till 5 units have been sold. Now next, let's move on to the sticky header option. So before that, let me show you how it appears on the front end. Alright, here we go. So this is how it will appear. 30% off on women's clothing. Act fast to grab season's best sale. Here's the ticking countdown timer and here's the call to action button, right? So as you can notice, all of this is actually configurable. This is the headline text, this is the sub-headline text. Then you've got the skins. There are different skins or skin options for the countdown timer over here. Then this is the button and the button color, right? right? And you can obviously give a very specific URL to increase the click-through rate to that particular category where the campaign has been switched on. All right, so here we are. This is the sticky header. Now in sticky header, we have got these options. So we've shown the visibility. The background color, as you noticed, was black. You are most welcome to change it. This is the headline text, the sub-headline text. You can vary the font size of the headline and the sub-headline text. Similarly, you can vary the color of both, but in the case that I just showed you, we have white for both sub-headline and headline. So this is the font size and the color options. Then this is the skin option. Right now we have the square fill. Obviously, you're most welcome to change this as well. Then the background color for this particular countdown timer, the skin, you can change the background color of this skin, right? Label color, days, hours, minutes, seconds. This could also change as well. This is the timer font size and label font size. Obviously, the timer font size is bigger than the label font size. Then you could change this to DDHH MMSS, border style, border width, border color, right? So you could have a separate border for that. And this is the alignment of text, right? So you want it to be left aligned, center or right aligned. Now this is the button. As you notice that we had the get the offer button. You can change the call to action button text from here. You can change the shape of the buttons. You could choose from any one of these 6 options that you have for the button, right? So this is the background color. Right now it's this bright neon color. Most welcome to change that. Then the text color, get the offer, this text color. This is the URL, which is where you want people to be directed to once they click on the button. So these are the options that you have. Sticky footer is very similar to sticky header. All the options are the same. Let me show you how it appears on the front end. All right, here we go. So this is how it will appear. It will pop up from the bottom, and again, very similar headline, sub-headline, and the skin options, the button option, and the URL, which it finally gets directed to. Alright, so let's move on to the next tab, which is the Events tab. Before I show you what are the options that you have, let me give you a quick background first. So think about how a typical store owner, a retailer, a brick and mortar store owner would manage his sales. So he increases his inventory when few items are left in stock during a campaign. He slashes prices to trigger clearance sales. He gives more discounts to the first 10 or first 20 buyers, which are called the early bird discounts, right? So he does a lot of stuff. He takes a lot of decision on the fly in order to increase his sales during a campaign is going on. And he takes these decisions based on the supply, demand, the inventory available, the response that he's getting to his campaigns, the sold units, and a lot of other factors. So, well, what Events does is that it brings you the same power. So you can set it up to trigger certain events like adjust regular price or discount or available units or sold units based on the conditions here. So based on the units left or the units sold or the days and hours left before the campaign ends, right? So just to give you a real-time scenario, think about it. So let's say you're running an early bird discount campaign. Now what you want to do is that you want to offer a discount of, let's say, 15% when units sold are between 0 and 5. So what it means is that you want to offer a discount of 15% to your first 5 buyers. Now you could add one more event to say that I want to offer, let's say, 10% discount when units sold are between 5 and 10, right? So to the next 5 buyers, I want to give a discount of 10%. Now further to that, I want to offer, let's say, a discount of 5% to my next 5 buyers, right? So what is happening here is that as the number of sold units is increasing, the discount is reducing. So the early birds get maximum discounts, right? So your first initial five customers get most discount and benefit most from this discounting deal, right? So, and let me give you another case in scenario. Let me give you another case in point. So you could say, let's say I want to bump up my available units by 3 when units left are between 0 and 2. So what you're essentially saying is that while a campaign is going on and I'm left with just about 1 unit or 2 unit, I want you to bump up the inventory by 3 units. So you could also trigger an under the radar clearance sale. So you could say that give a discount of, let's say, 15% when the units left is between 0 and 5 or 0 and 2 maybe, right? So on the last 2 units, because I just want to clear the inventory, so I'm ready to give about a discount of about 15% just to be able to clear the inventory. So that is also a possibility. Now let us move on to the next tab, which is the Actions tab. Now, actions is a very interesting feature. So basically what it allows you to do is that it allows you to change the status of product stock and visibility of the add to cart button after the campaign ends and during the campaigns. Like you can notice you've got two options here, after the campaign ends and during the campaign, right? Now, let us assume that you're running a pre-launch campaign. So then you would want that after the campaign ends, the product stock status should be in stock, the add to cart button should be shown, whereas during the campaign, the product stock status will be out of stock and add to cart button will be hidden, right? So while the campaign is going on, while the countdown timer is ticking, I want the product should not be available for sale, so it should show an out of stock status and the add to cart button should be hidden, right? But the countdown timer should keep running, and the moment the counter strikes 0, which is after the campaign ends, the status should become in stock and the button should begin to show. So that is an option as well. You could do more stuff with actions. Now let me take you to the next tab, which is the advanced tab. Now advanced tab gives you certain options. For example, here, now really interesting options, you can change the add to cart button text. So instead of saying get it now or add to cart simply, you could say unlock instant savings, add to cart, or get the special Christmas discount, add to cart, right? So you could change the button text over here and make it more specific. So when the button text is really specific, people get a sense that it is indeed an exclusive deal and worth fast action. Here's the countdown expiry text. So simply you could say, sorry, this deal has expired, or oh, oops, you missed out, right? Or the counter has struck 0 and the deal is now expired. So you can write any persuasive statement that you like, just to let people know that they have indeed missed out and they should take fast action next time they see a countdown timer ticking. Now here's the show sticky header or footer. How many seconds later would you like Finale to show the sticky header and footer after the user has actually clicked on the cross button? Well, now I would like to draw your attention towards this section here. Now this is a very interesting section. So it says campaign shortcodes. So basically it gives you shortcodes for the countdown timer and the counter bar. And what you can do is that you can just simply lift the shortcode from here and paste it on your dedicated landing pages, pop-ups, blog posts, and display the same countdown timer and counter bar over there, right? So you can intimate people about the ongoing campaigns through blog posts or dedicated landing pages or on pop-ups, and display the same countdown timer and the scarcity bar or the counter bar from here. Alright, let me introduce you to one of the most interesting and in fact one of the most powerful features in Finale. It is the rule builder. So rule builder basically prevents you the hassle of visiting individual product pages to switch on and switch off certain campaigns. So you can simply set the campaign rules from one location, which is here. Alright, so if you want to set up a store-wide sale, then you simply select always and the store will be applicable to all your products across the store, right? Now let us assume that you want to actually run a campaign just on a particular set of products and not all the products. Then well, it also allows you to pick up products from the drop down here and then products where you would like the campaign to run. Yes, so it gives you options just to enter those specific products where you want the campaign to run, and you do not have to do it in all the products like this. So just like you select tags, you simply select products and you can add as many products as you like to this particular section. Also, what you could do is that you could run a particular campaign on just a certain product category, right? So you can choose categories from here and simply run the campaign on just those categories and not all the products. Well, then there are more options like these. So you can say that only when the product price is, let's say, greater than $50. So I'm running a campaign, but I do not want the campaign to run on all the products. Maybe you could say that I want it only on when the category is hoodies and when the product price is greater than $50. Then what will happen is that the campaign will only get activated in the hoodies category for products which are greater than $50, right? Now, in addition to that, you also have certain really interesting options. For example, you might want to trigger a clearance sale. So you could say where the stock quantity is less than, let's say, 10 units, right? So you want to trigger a sale on when the stock quantity is less than 10 units and when the product price is greater than $50. And then maybe you want to run a weekend offer. So you could say when the day is Sunday and then you could add a rule set to say when the day is Saturday. So when the day is Sunday or when the day is Saturday, it's a weekend offer. I do not want it to run on all days, so only when the day is Saturday or when the day is Sunday. You may also want to have another condition here. So you could say I want to run it on let's say a product category which is let's say we could say hoodies again, right? Yeah, so that's hoodies, and it's a Wednesday, it's a Wow Wednesday offer, so I only wanted to get triggered when the day is Wednesday, right? And I want it to be triggered on products which have a quantity of less than let's say 10 units. And in addition to that, I wanted to run it for people who are coming from let's say Australia. Cool. So these are all the conditions which you've set. Now only when these conditions are met will the campaign be activated. So you have all these options here, and Rule Builder is an amazing playground. It also lets you show a particular campaign for certain users or people who have certain role, right? So maybe a VIP member, a gold member, and not all the members. You could also show it to particular users, so when they are logged in they will be able to see the campaign if you have turned it on for those users. So all these possibilities exist. Well, Rule Builder is quite clearly an open playground. You're most welcome to explore what features, what options work best for you. And you can apply certain rules to one campaign and another set of rules to another campaign. So you can do all of that as well. A lot of controls are given to you. It's like being in a cockpit and having all these controls on your disposal. What will you do with them? Well, that's a question that I would leave to you. What you just saw was just the tip of the iceberg. There are quite clearly a lot of things that you can do with Finale. The possibilities are endless. Well, you just have to go and explore. Treat it like an open playground. There are a lot of use cases of Finale that we've stacked up in the opportunities section, so I would like you to scroll down and explore more. Thank you so much for watching the demo. I really hope that you enjoyed, and I'll see you on the other side.